John's overarching theme throughout this chapter seems to be, in line with that old phrase, to choose your friends wisely. And so he's talking about this Diotrephes guy and saying, like, he's not a good guy. Stay away from that guy. But this other guy, he's doing well. We need to be very careful about this concept and never get away from the idea that you will either influence or be influenced. So even Jesus uses this idea of a doctor and patients when he's confronted with being a little too buddy-buddy with sinners, the tax collectors and prostitutes and stuff like that. And I think that's a wise picture for us to follow through. So if you think about a doctor, as a doctor goes in to help somebody, when they're helping a sick person, they have a mask on and they take precautions. They're never fully open to that person because they know that they could be influenced by that person's sickness. But when they're hanging out with other doctors and they're influenced by other healthy or growing people, the mask comes off and a lot of their defenses come down. So while it is that Christians ought to, and they're commended to, and they're commanded to go out and run towards the wounded and run towards the sick and go help everybody that we can, we need to do it with some cautions. And in our personal relationships, we need to be very aware that some people need not influence my decisions on relationships or my walk with Christ. And other people we need to let do that. So as John is encouraging Gaius, he's saying, look, this guy who's doing wrong, he's a patient. Go in with a mask and treat him. Treat him, but go in with a mask. And then when you walk with these other guys, those are the guys that you could take your mask off and kind of walk with in community and in fellowship with. So again, it's one of those things that we need to be very conscious of choosing our friends and choosing those who will ultimately influence us.